Hey guys, it's Vince with Green Joe Coffee, and today what I'm going to be covering is the criteria that I need to follow in order to build out a coffee cart that will help reach the masses. One of the problems that I was seeing with the coffee carts is that they're just too heavy. I typically see these things made out of steel and wood. Often it'll have a very beautiful look, it'll look like pallets or finished wood on the front. But what I found for me personally is whenever I hired a female barista, that they weren't able to push the cart. I'm not saying that only female baristas can't do that. There's some men that can't push it. But often what I would see is that my gals would just have a hard time pushing this thing because it's weighing 400 pounds. So the goal for me was being able to reduce the weight of the actual coffee cart itself. What I found is that the wood, essentially the wood that goes around the perimeter, was just weight that didn't need to be there. It's dead weight essentially. It's just looked for aesthetics. So that was the first thing that I had to scrap. Second thing that the coffee cart needed was a triple sink. The triple sink and a hand washing station. Now, not all municipalities require this. I did find as I was exploring through cities that visited my website the most, and I found when it came down to coffee carts that hand washing stations needed to be there. So when I was designing the coffee cart, I said, okay, I need to make sure that there's a hand washing station as well as a triple sink station. The next thing that I wanted to make sure is that all the material was easy to find, that you would be able to, anyone could go on Amazon, order the material, or go on eBay, order the material, or walk into your Home Depot or Lowe's. So I really tried to focus on finding the material that anyone in the country would be able to access, or even out of the country. I had to remove all the specialty skills required. For example, I didn't want to build a coffee cart that required welding because not everyone's going to be able to weld. And overall, what that would reduce is the amount of labor that I have to pay for someone to do that special skill. The cart needed to be able to handle volume. At the minimum, I need to be able to handle 30 milk-based drinks within an hour. So I was looking for something that was at kind of the lower end of the commercial, but the higher end of residential as far as the equipment and being able to handle the output. The dimensions on the coffee cart also had to be versatile. I wanted to create a coffee cart that a person would be able to go on eBay and find their commercial refrigerator, or if they found something in town, they would be able to use that piece of equipment on the coffee cart. So the dimensions of the coffee cart had to be adjusted. It couldn't be a one-size-fit-all, specifically because what I wanted to do was empower the young entrepreneur to be able to go out and find their own equipment, to dig in. Maybe if they found a sale on Craigslist or they found a steal, they'd be able to take advantage of that and keep the money in their pocket. So the cost was a big one for me. I wanted to keep the cost down low because often what I see is that young entrepreneurs, when the loan is offered to them, they'll take it. And I don't want this person to get into a loan. I wanted to be able to create a coffee cart ideally for less than $3,000. Personally, I'd like to keep it to less than $2,000. But if I can keep it less than $3,000, I do believe that the vast majority of people out there can collect $3,000 and start their own coffee cart without having to go into debt. Coffee cart needed to be sturdy and it needed to be weatherproof. Often what happens, not by choice, we get stuck in the rain or for whatever reason we're not in good weather. So I didn't want to build a coffee cart out of kind of material that would fall apart on people. I wanted something to last. The last thing that I really needed about this coffee cart is I needed it to be pretty. One of the things that I learned with Green Joe Coffee Truck is that when people see something pretty, they'll stop and go ask questions. And that led to sales. Not that I believe the aesthetics of everything is the most important. I don't. I really believe that the show is more important than the curtain, but still, it's nice to have good curtains. I really wanted to focus on being able to make something that was visibly appealing. Since I was removing that beautiful wood, I wanted to make sure that the coffee cart still had a nice look to it. Stay tuned. I'll be posting this both on my blog, my newsletter, as well as on my YouTube page as we go along and build out this coffee cart. In the end, what I'll be doing is creating another ebook so that people can start their coffee cart dreams and not put themselves into the hole to get out there and follow their passion. So my name is Vince. I'm with Green Joe Coffee. Thanks for tuning in.